Warm greetings to you, everybody. Welcome to today's session. I am grateful that we are here on the 22nd day of this 30 days journey. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Amaka. I am an author. I'm also a mental health practitioner, a family life therapist, and I'm your host, convener of the Disruptive Parenting Summit. I am the founder of the Disruptive Parenting Academy and the author of Disruptive Parenting book. All right, but a quick background on how we came about the summit. Last year, I gifted our world with my book, Disruptive Parenting, and we launched it about a year ago. And then from there, I remember that when I sent out that manuscript for it to be edited, the editor reached out to me and said that that book must have a course. All right. So I didn't even set out to create a course, but right now we have not just done a course, we have also opened an academy. And within that last year and now we have reached at least 1,000 parents, caregivers, school owners, administrators, youth pastors, children pastors, religious leaders, pastors, people who have access and who are working with children in different dimensions. Okay, we also have a lot of teens, pastors, and coaches and mentors. Today, or about 21 days ago, we started this 30 days journey where I reached out in my network and we got 30 masterminds. Reached out to 30 masterminds to pass by and share their knowledge with us. What's our target, or what are we about? I know that there's hardly any human being who has the capacity to just give birth and do everything that is required for that individual to become a wholesome human being. Hence, I reached out to these people so that together we can be able to build a nation, raise your son, raise your daughter, raise our children into champions and our kids into kings. Okay? And I have been blown away. Okay? Like I shared earlier today, one day you're saying it was a phenomenal session, another time it will be amazing, incredible, and massive combined. It's been awesome, 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 and I'm grateful. Grateful to every mastermind who have passed by to collaborate with us, to share with us, and to teach, such that this investment that we're making in the next generation yield the required results. Truth is, the soul of the next generation is in serious contention, and we cannot afford to just behave as though we do not know. In a world where we set out certain programs and we call them a national or international program, and we subscribe to nudity, we subscribe to programs that do not align with who we are. How will that be able to influence or help our children to become everything that they have been wired to become? So we have to do our bit. That's why we have gathered these people, and they are sharing, and we get to hear more people share. But today, on the very first day of this meeting, I shared on visionary parenting. I opened the summit with the title or topic, visionary parenting. Okay, but for some strange reason that they couldn't record, and so we couldn't also air on YouTube that day because we had not finished sorting out our logistics. So a lot of people are asking, so how are we going to miss that and all that? So I decided to respond to teach on that one more time. That way you can be able to have access to that content and use it as a benefit to you, your children, the children that you're committed to, your grooming, and then altogether we will raise wholesome children, right? That's why I decided to go back to it. Again, my name is Amaka, and let me say a big welcome to every one of us who are joined again today. It's been an amazing journey and big ups to everyone who have followed through from the first day. The feedback has been massive. All right, the feedback incredible. People's lives are being transformed and mindsets are being changed as the programming, there's learning, unlearning, and relearning going on. All right. Okay, before I get into that, let me also remind you that I have the disruptive fatherhood that we have shared on my Telegram group. If you have not registered, if you have not subscribed, please reach out and join the group, or reach out, send me a DM. Let me tell you how you can be able to subscribe. It is ridiculously discounted at this point, but that price will not remain like that. By 30th of this month, thereabout, at the end of this month, the price will go up. So it's lasting within the period of this of the summit. And because 27th is going to be Children's Day, we decided to allow that discount to last until the 30th. All right. So if you're a father, or you are a father figure, or your wife, you just know that your husband needs that material, please reach out and register. Okay. In this period, help him to become the father that will not complain that his wife went for a walk and abandoned him in the years to come after paying all the bills. There's much more to being a father than just picking up the bills. You can do more. You can print an indelible love experience in the heart and life of every son and daughter you love. Let me show you how in just 5 days. Is a course. It's going to take you about 5 days, right? So please make sure that you register for that, and let's take it off from there. Register yourself, your son, your daughter. I think that if you have children that's even in their late teens years, you should register them. Why? Because there is no too young a time to learn what is right. Consider their female counterpart that from maybe 18 months, even their toys begin to program them to become mothers. All right. Not little wonder, I know that we are wired to be mothers, but it comes natural, loving, caring, nurturing, comes natural to virtually every woman, such that if you find a woman at any time who is not nurturing like you should, is a surprise, right? So please take advantage of that quickly while the discount lasts. All right. Today, I'm going to be teaching from my book, Disruptive Parenting. That's the book. All right. Disruptive Parenting. If you have not gotten your copy, get your copy. We have a few copies left. And once it's exhausted, you might have to join the waiting list until when we print another one. Okay. But it's one book that you need. I have had feedbacks of industry leaders who told me that my book is constantly on their table, all right, because they're always making references. Particularly if you're a school owner, you work with children, you need to keep this book. It's a manual that will help you and ease your work with children. Okay? So, visionary parenting. Visionary parenting. I start with this, what's a vision? Vision is critical to the life of every human being on purpose. If you are on purpose, if you are not wasting your time, if you're intentional about where you're going. Vision is critical, very important, essential, and vital to every life on purpose. Vision is extremely important to him or her. All right? If you don't know where you are going, like I wrote in my book, you will not know when you arrive there. Vision will show you where you're going. When vision shows you where you're going, it's just, for instance, I live in Lagos, right? If you're going to UK or you're going to Amsterdam and you boarded a flight that's going to do a stopover at Dubai. When you get to Dubai, people whose destination is Dubai will people whose destination is Dubai will go ahead and alight. Okay? If your destination is not Dubai, it will not be wise for you. Sorry about that. If your destination is not Dubai, you're headed for UK or US, you will not alight at Dubai. Okay? But if you don't know where you're going, you just stood up and you got to the airport and you entered any plane available, but paid any ticket available, you will not know when you arrive there. There is a there, THERE, for every human being. There is a there. That is where you're going. There's a purpose for which you are created. So there is a purpose for your son, your daughter. All your children did not come to solve the same problem in this world. All your children did not bring the same solution. They didn't come to deliver on the same assignment. Every one of them has got a purpose. All right? And that purpose is what you must nurture as a father, as a mother, as a parent, as a caregiver. If you are a caregiver or you are a youth mentor or you're a stakeholder of any kind in raising those children, that purpose is what you are in partnership with the parents and God to deliver. All right? So it is critical that you know where you're going. It's extremely important that you know where you're going. If you are, let me cite another example. If you're in Nigeria, for instance, and you are living in Abuja, and you are headed for Jos, it will be wrong for you to board a vehicle that is going to Lagos. Okay? Because you waste your time, you waste your energy, you waste your resources, and you waste the resources of the people who are taking you there, okay? Or who are expecting you where you're going. So you're going to Aba, or you're going to Kaduna, or you're going to Jos. You will be off route. You will be wasting time, energy, resources to enter a vehicle that's headed for Lagos. So where are you going with your parenting? Where are you going? Whilst you're thinking about that, let me ask you another question. Why was your child created? Do you have an understanding? Why did he come? Why did she come? What solution did he bring? What solution did she bring? You know, a lot of adults are suffering right now because some people are in their 40s, in their 50s, and they don't understand purpose. And when purpose is not known, at any time purpose is not known, abuse is guaranteed. Another wise man said, the late Max Morrow, yeah, his name just dropped. Late Max Morrow said, when purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. But I can tell you, every time any life is out of purpose, abuse is a done deal. abuse is guaranteed. So a lot of people are like water. Do you know rainwater in a city that do not have good drainage system? All right. Once rain drops, it floods everywhere. It floods everywhere because there are no good drainages. It cannot channel through the drainages and get back to the sea or to the river or wherever it is it's supposed to go to. It will be scattered everywhere. As it's scattered like that, if it's a human being, that's the way their strength will be dissipated and scattered. They won't be able to gather. So you will not let, maybe you realize your purpose at 18, 19, 20, 40, 35, 50, some 60. Congratulations. You are on this platform tonight so that your children will do better. Because to whom much is given, much is expected. Now you have the knowledge. When your parents raised you, like I will always say, no man, no woman will be able to behave better than they know. So they did their best with the information or the knowledge available to them. Programs, schools, institutions, academies, like the Disruptive Parenting Academy was not available to your father or your mother. So they took their model, their style of parenting from their own parents. And so that's the environment that raised you. That's the environment that raised you. If you bring that kind of style to try to use it to raise your children, your apps children, your Instagram children, it will not fit in, it will not work. Why? Because there is much more to life, the life of your children. There is much more. Generations have passed. All right? This is a new generation. There's something that is different from them and you. You too. I'm not sure whether you turned out right, because if you turned out as well as you should, you will not be battling to understand purpose at 28. You probably would have known what your purpose is at age 8 or 10 or 12. So the question is, where are you going with your parenting? Where are you going? The next question is, who are you raising? Who are you raising? I'm sure that some of these questions are making you to think, but that's what it's meant to do for you. Who are you raising? You're raising another thought, or you're raising someone that has your kind of benefits. We have parents who are lawyers, who are insisting that their children will become lawyers. In fact, we have adults who, if you live in Nigeria or you're Nigerian, for instance, you will know the rigors of getting admission into the university, dealing with JAMB, WAEC, and all of those things. So we have people who wanted to be medical personnel, but WAEC did not give them their result on time, or they didn't pass, or jammed them several other times. So now they have children. They are pushing their children to go and live their own life. The life they couldn't live. The doctor they failed to become. The lawyer they failed to become. The engineer they failed to become. That's what they want their children to be. Not minding if that child is wired to be an arts person, a priest, a footballer, or an IT person, whatever. Okay, so you will be damaging that child if you are trying to raise a pseudo you. Who are you raising? Are you raising a global solution provider? Or you're just raising another census figure? Who are you raising? The person that you're raising will determine how you will raise him or her. Again, who are you raising? Are you raising a future United States president? Or are you raising the first Nigerian female president? Are you raising an Okonjo-Iweala? Who are you raising? Are you raising someone who has the capacity of thinking in the level of the queen? So given the opportunity, that girl or that boy can lead England. Or you're raising a census count, a census figure. Because if you know who you are raising, if you're raising a global solution provider, the vision will choose the school your child will attend, where you will live or reside. The vision will choose your friendship, your circle of friends. I always tell parents and individuals every time I'm teaching, every human being is a product of two: their nature and their nurture. Their nature is God, at least for us who are people of faith. Our nature is God. How about your nurturing? Your environment. They play critical role to who you become. In fact, a combination of your nature and your nurture is where you are, is why you are where you are today. Is the reason you are making the progress you're making, or you are yet to make the progress that you are required to make, or you are desiring to make. So, who are you raising? Who you are raising, who you see in your child, what you are envisaging or thinking or nurturing. Remember that scripture said, as a man thinketh. If you are raising someone who have a global voice, there's a side of town you cannot afford to live. Because if you live in that side of town, it's not going to expose their thinking faculty. And people are not able to become what they are not exposed to. You have to get intentional. Where are you going with your parenting stuff? In fact, it's more than that time when people will say, do you know the son of who you are? In the only capacity we can ask that question right now is, do you understand who you are? In terms of your father is the governor among the nations, master of the universe, the God of all flesh. And because lions do not give birth to goats, you have the Lion of the tribe of Judah on your inside. Hence, scripture says, ye are gods. If you're raising somebody who will operate in the capacity of a God in this earth or on this earth, then there is a pattern. Royalty has protocol. Royalty has a system. If you think that is a king in your kid, like I know, that is in every kid, there is a king. In every child resident is a champion. Then you will begin to surround that boy and that girl with the thing that will enable the God that they brought to this earth. Everything cannot go. You cannot keep any and every friend if you know who you are raising. All right? It might also suggest, if you don't know where you're going, it might also suggest that you are a wanderer or a vagrant, appearing both as a predator or vulnerable. If you don't know where you're going, you will make yourself vulnerable. If you don't know the kind of children that you're raising, you will make your children vulnerable, because you will send them to the school next door. You will be satisfied with your one-room apartment or your one-flat apartment. You will have the money to afford a vacation, but you won't go for the vacation. Why? Because you will not prioritize the thing that will help the faculty of your children to develop globally. You will allow any man or any woman to be in your home. You won't give them a voice. So even when they are being abused, you will not know that the person who you are paying his school fees or your domestic staff is the one who is raping your girl or sodomizing your boy. You need to know where you're going. I hope you're taking notes. Please, if you have not subscribed, do subscribe to our channel. Also click the like button and hit the notification bell, so every time you have a program or I upload a video, you will be notified. Again, where are you going with your parenting journey? Are you on the same page with your spouse? Many times you have men who are out there just, trying to sort the bills, trying to pay the bills and all of those. So they are never available in the life of their children. They have no understanding that the children value their presence more than their presence. So the thought is just about the car, the house, domestic stuff. Everything is available except the father figure. If you know that you're raising a global leader, you will be available to model excellent leadership, excellent servant leadership, not just excellent leadership. You will be available to model excellent servant leadership for that boy or for that girl. Money does not buy everything. There are some things I call blessings of things that money cannot buy. If raising your child was something money can buy, you should have as well entered into a supermarket and bought yourself a child. But because it's not something you can pay for, grooming him and grooming her is also more than what you bring to the table. It's more than how much you have in your bank account or how much you're willing to pay or the amount of gifts you're buying. Again, if you don't know where you're going, you will not also know when you arrive there. So if you know that you're going to Heathrow, when they get to Heathrow Airport, you will alight. But if you don't know, in fact, you could even sit back in the airport, in the plane, and be deported back. Because you will appear as a confused person. Are you confused with your parenting journey? This is time to call a spade, reach out and get help. And please let me remind you, if you have not followed through up until today on this Disruptive Parenting Summit, you are doing yourself a disfavor. We no longer say that you do not have opportunity to learn. The opportunity have been created for you to learn. And particularly at this summit, it is a free summit. I know people who are wondering why on earth I will do a program for 30 days for free. But you see, that's me. Knowing that is a king and that is a champion out there whose mother or father, whose caregiver or mentor we attend and go for his rescue or her rescue. This is me and my team making an investment into the future because stock is cheap. The schools are not doing well. The government have not done what they're supposed to do. This, that, or the other, right? We all will not continue to run the blame game. Start today. Start now. Sit down and think about it. Write the vision, scripture say, Make it plain that they may run that race. One of the things that we have continued from childhood to speak to our daughter is that she is royalty. And so there are certain things you cannot tell her. It doesn't matter who you are. There is a way you will not address her. She's not, she's not starved of love. All right? And then she has a voice. All of those things is because there's a way we are going on our parenting journey. There's a place we are going. There's a place. Where are you going? You need to know that. You need to have an understanding of that. You need to have a grip of that. And then you need to communicate that. Communicate where you are going. Communicate where you are going to the child. When you find out what each child is brought on earth to do, you have to communicate that, have that conversation over and over and over and over until it makes sense to that child. Do you know why a lot of parents seem to, be absent in the life of their children when they grew up? Because they lost it when the child was a child. You will not future. Okay, before I say that, let me say this. Vision is a picture of the future you want to feature in. I take that again. Vision is a picture, a mental picture written down of the future you desire to feature in. Hence, if your child has a future that you are not part of nurturing, you will be absent in that future. That's one of the reasons why children use omugo. Omugo, what is omugo? For those who don't understand vernacular or who are not from this side of the world, omugo is what we call, is an Igbo word. It's when a girl has a baby, she sends for her mother to come and help her in that early stage of the arrival of the baby. Some mothers arrive a few weeks to deliver, especially if it's a new mother or is a mother that had complications, or a mother that is a working class, or is a mother that don't have house help, that is domestic staff. All right? But what we normally see is that for a lot of families, these mothers will go for that omugo, and instead of staying for 3 months, it's supposed to be a maximum of 3 months. And instead of staying for 3 months, they will stay for 1 year, 8 months, 6 weeks. In fact, some mothers will stay in their children's house. They will come for one baby. They will stay there until the woman gets pregnant and gives birth again. All right? All the mothers that have 2, 3, 4 children could be standing up from this person's house or mugo, and the other child has given birth. And so he's moving from Abuja to Kano, from Kano to UK, from UK to Lagos, from Lagos to Dubai, taking care of her grandchildren. And then the man, her husband, the father of those children, are left by themselves. In fact, most times, for those who are nice, they will be sending upkeep money. It's not everybody that sends the upkeep money self. You know why that happened? Because you were not a part of carving that future that your children are now futuring in? Again, do you have an understanding of what your children, the solution your children brought to this world? Do you have an understanding? Have you tried to find out? Have you prayed? Have you asked God? Are you in conversation, constant conversation with your children? Each one of them, not just as general. Vision is a picture of the future, desire to feature in. If you are planning that at some point your children will win global awards, and as they pick up that award, they will dedicate it, or they will say, stand up for the real champion, and you'll be seated on front row. You will have to be a part of carving that future now. So visionary parenting is being a part of carving the future that each one of your children will feature in. Otherwise, you'll be absent there. You won't matter. What you say won't count. They will just manage to respect you. Most time for what society will say, and if it's the ones who are now Christians, they would, what's the word now? They will be managing you. Why? You are not a part of their future. You only manage to pay bills. For those who pay bills anyway. Because there are those who do not. All right? So have that at the back of your mind as we continue. All right? So visionlessness is the reason we have married people who sleep around. Visionlessness. If you have a family vision for which the vision of raising your child as a global solution, as a global voice, worthy of emulation is a part of. Because you're intentional about modeling that servant leadership, there are certain things you will never be caught doing. If for no other thing, because of your children. Because you won't want to be caught among the people who damage the king in your kingdom. Vision. Do you even have a family vision? Do you have a personal vision? You can reach out and get help. Send me a DM. Because it's a whole lot. Don't think there's something you can do by yourself. You need a coach. You need a coach to guide you. So you're able to set up what we call a family constitution. And then you set up your family's vision. And then you're able to understand how to go about knowing who your children are. When you know who they are, if you live in Lagos, for instance, you'll be go the extra mile to take your children or your child to the school where they should attend. They will no longer attend school out of your own convenience. So, because I know that I'm working with schools, I'm working with parents, I know that most and generally, where school do they attend? So you have 3 children that attended the same school. Is it wrong? No. But is it the school for each child? Every good school is not a good school for your child. I don't even want to go into the other ones who need help themselves. And so you do not understand why they opened a school in the first place. Again, what is your parenting vision? Have you written it down? Have you communicated it? If you help your child find out where they're going in, that vision will choose their friendship. It will choose their words. It will choose the books they even read. Okay? They're not going to be reading Obi is a boy. If Obi is a boy, it's not aligned to who they were predestinated to. If you don't know where you're going, you won't know when you arrive there. Okay, this is what Google said vision is. Vision is the ability to think about or plan the future with imagination and or wisdom. The ability to plan the future. The ability to plan the future with imagination and or wisdom. And let me tell you one thing. Lazy people cannot be visionary. No, they don't get it at the otherwise, everybody would have been visionary. We wouldn't need to be teaching this class. In this side of the world, especially, people are afraid to use their head. They are afraid to imagine. Meanwhile, thinking and envisioning is free. It's beyond your bank account. So you don't need plenty money in your bank to be able to think. In fact, your thinking can now bring about plenty money in your bank account because you'll be solving problems. So do not take any of these sessions for granted. Do you know why we do not have a lot of people viewing this yet? Because we don't have a lot of visionary people. So we have misplaced priority. So we have people who are just talking, who do not add action to their talk. So I will always say, like a lot of people will say, talk is cheap, but speaking is expensive. Like they will say, if you don't get it, forget about it. Well, talk is cheap, speaking is expensive. All right? So note that you need to sit down and think on paper. You need to sit down and envision on paper. If you don't have a vision, those who have will engage you. Those who have will determine what will be in your bank account. Those who have will determine where your limits in life. So if you do not want to have children who suffer the same limitation you suffered, then you must sit down and think. You must be a visionary parent. You must have a future. You must think. Where will this child be in another 10 years? Where will this child be in another 20 years? What will he be doing at age 15? What will she be doing at age 14? What will he be doing at age 25? All right? I did not know what life was going to hold, even at, at 10 years, 11 years, 12 years, 15 years as a teenager. But for one strange reason, I've always known that the maximum my children will come out from the university in age 21. All right? Today, we have children who are graduating even beyond that, are below that. There are people who are graduating at 18, there are people who are graduating at 19. But I know that give or take, if you're Nigerian, or you have children, your children are in Nigeria, and they started school maybe at 4 or something. 4 plus 6, they are doing 63. So for 4 for 6 is 10 years. So at 10, 11, your children should be in secondary school. At 16 years, they should graduate from secondary school. At 20, give or take, they should be graduates. But you have to be intentional. Otherwise, JAMB will help you deal with it such that sometimes at 25, your child has not graduated. That's delay already. So if you have a vision, you must find a way of walking past these many years of what they call of strike, mindless strike. You must find a way of making sure that your children avoid this, what's it called? A first-class brain graduating with a third class and not able to explain it because he or she was not able to pay their way through. What's your plan to fix that? Or you just want to join your children? Now all you do is blame game. So you want your children to also join the blame game. Where are you going? Where are you going with your parenting journey? Where do you hope to arrive? Where are you inspired to be? Which school should your children attend? Is it possible that they can attend Harvard and you're keeping them in Unilag? And that is not to say that Unilag is not a good school. It may not just be the good university for your child. Where are you going? There's so much to talk about when it has to do with being visionary. But have you even accepted that there is a king in your kid? Have you accepted there's a king in your kid? Or is it that people like me and all the professionals who have been on this platform teaching, is it that we believe in your child more than you believe in him or her? Because when you know that there's a king in your kid, the way you parent will be different. The way you correct will be different. The way you speak will be different. You will talk, when you're talking to a king, you know that you are talking to a king. All those derogatory words that you use against your children, you will not remember them. Because I know there is nothing that will make you address the president's child like that in the presence of the president. How about if tomorrow you suddenly realize that that boy in your house is the next Nigerian president? Will you change the way you do life? You need to take this home. As we continue on this journey, on the summit, and please do yourself a favor. Reach out and get help if you need help. If you don't have a written vision, if you are not already priming and guiding your children towards the future they will feature in, you need to reach out and get help. Right? There's one thing I heard yesterday during the session that was my takeaway. And that was that a lot of parents are parenting for the past. They're not parenting for the future. So you're using this parenting style that your parents used to raise you. So, quote and unquote, there are parents who are raising a 21st century child with a 19th century template. And so they're parenting for the 18th century. That is huge dysfunctionality already. How will your child move from the mindset, because that's the programming you have given him or her, the mindset of the 18th century? How will he compete with somebody who is a 21st century child who is thinking 22nd century? Give your children a head start. Parent for the future by having a vision, and then being sure that you're nurturing such that your children will feature in the global future of their generation, such that they become leaders. When they get to that future, they will be leaders there. May God give us understanding. Thank you once again for the session, for joining us. Again, this is your manual. And I do not say it because it's my book. I say it because you will send me a gift when you read that book. All right? Thank you for joining us once again. My name is Amaka. I am the host of the Disruptive Parenting Summit. I'm the author of the Disruptive Parenting book. And I'm also a founder, Disruptive Parenting Academy. In the academy, what do? We help parents to become consummate parents, and we help parent coaches become highly paid parenting coaches, right? We help parents become consummate parents, and we help parent coaches become highly paid parenting coaches. All right? So thank you so much, Temi. Thank you. I appreciate you, big deal. All right? So thank you so much for joining us today again. My name is Amaka. And yeah, I'm a mental health practitioner and family life therapist. But on this project, I'm wearing the parent coach cap. All right. Let me know what your takeaways are on the comment section. Please share, and share. All right. Like my page, put on the notification bell, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure that you invite someone to be able to listen up and grow together, particularly the people in your network, the people who your children associate with. They need to share the same thought pattern. They need to share similar thought patterns with yours. Otherwise, it could be an effort in futility. All right. So make sure you're inviting someone for tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the 24th day, and I'm excited that we're approaching towards the end. You will have someone that I truly respect sharing with us tomorrow. I took out this time to share the visionary parenting because we couldn't record the first day, and due to logistic issues, we were not here on YouTube, so it was not accessible. All right. Make this investment count in the way you are grooming your children, in the way you address them, in the way you treat them, in the way you relate, in the way you honor. All right? And in the way you also listen and speak to and with them. Vision will help you to get all of that together. Reach out, let me help you with that, your family's vision, if you don't have one, or if you don't have one that is specific and taking you to where you should be. We'll be glad in that session. Again, let me remind us that we just rolled out a program which is called Disruptive Fatherhood. It's a new one, right? Disruptive Fatherhood is a course right now. It's going to run for 5 days. You will be glad if you are a father. Register for yourself, register for your friend, and then if your wife, register your husband, because that program is going to reduce your prayer points. One of my friends will say, God gave us wisdom to reduce our prayer points. Nobody can behave better than they know. All right? The more expanded awareness you have, especially to the right thinking, we do better, both as a father and a brother, a mentor, and a coach. All right. Thank you once again for joining. I'm excited that you did. Please let me know what your takeaways are, and let's have your feedback. Have a very beautiful evening.